So if someone says I like art and I want to try making it, but I'm afraid I won't be any good, please advise me on what to do.
Wow, that's a good one. But to be good at being an artist, it's going to take some self-doubt. I mean, the question is posed in a sense of self-doubt, and I think that's legitimate. I think all artists, to some degree, struggle with the idea of make it or break it, failure. How do people respond to my art? Or I get it, do they get it? And that's another toughie. For myself, I've never been an artist that had to create something to work through some sort of personal trauma or mental issue, or really to be ultra expressive in some way. I generally would make art because I just like making art. I just enjoy making things. So I'll get an idea in my head, I draw lines out, I'll grab a bunch of wood and see which way the grains are moving and kind of chip away from there. I'm not working through any sort of personal issues, but if you do, that's great. I mean, if it's cathartic, that's awesome. Start small. I mean, you can do small gallery shows. I guess one of the best things to do would be if you go to a museum, go to the gift shop, find out what it is that you're really interested in selling, and see if there's a particular genre, or if there's so say you like motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say try your best to cater that to that base.
Yes.
Like you can reach out to that base. And so it's either going to be something you enjoy right off the bat because you're sharing in your passion. So you've got two checks right there. It's like, yeah, you're excited about what you're creating, and you're also excited about how the people in your community are reacting to that. Like I think that becomes a really nice tool. So, you to be an artist, you don't necessarily have to be an artist, so to say. Like, you're not doing art shows, art galleries. You can be an artist within your own community. You think about like all the pinstripers that are out there. So if you're talking like old hot rods, if you're you're getting into like the guys that do pinstriping work. It's incredible. It's probably not going to end up in a gallery because it doesn't cater to that. You see a nice ride going down the street and it's got beautiful pinstriping and just the custom paint jobs that are out there and patinas that people can come up with, just making something look old, making something look like something it's not. There's such a beautiful art in that too, So it's not necessarily based on the art world, so to say. Find your village, find your group and stay with them. A lot of times they'll appreciate you more than other people will, So
that's awesome, man. You talk about like things like you said, let's say you like motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
Part of the whole leathercraft, everyone knows I was a woodworker for years and years, even though you never see me make a single woodworking piece on the entire channel yet. I got into leatherworking through being around motorcycles a lot and different things from motorcycles. They take leather, and that culture of its own has its own things. And I've mentioned before, I think Wood Burning Warrior, you asked me about tooling, and I said, yeah, you know what, tooling's very interesting. Like you know I'm talking about tooling.
Oh, sure.
I can't stand the Western tooling, and it's not like I can't stand it. It's like it never really appealed to me and drew it in. And most of the patterns that you can get out there are around the Western style. I've done some hand carving and hand tooling, and it was on stuff like skulls and crazy stuff like that. And it's kind of funny. That's kind of what like motorcycle people like and stuff like that.
It flows right into your village.
Yeah.